So here we are, cooking again. That's the point. It's actually sounding. I don't know if you hear that, but this one is gonna be quick because I actually have most of it already prepared. That's cheating. I get it. Um, I was just watching a video. This whole thing about delusional thinking, and it's quite a thing. It's quite something that I've been thinking lately, mostly because I do consider myself delusional, and it's been this comment inside of my mind, this phrase that I heard a friend a couple of years ago, and I'm pretty sure you've heard of this throughout social media. Delulu is the new solulu. That's the Gen Z kind of stuff, and I wasn't completely sure of it back in the days when I heard that the first time. I I wouldn't completely agree with that. I thought it was completely crazy and it was just kind of a funny phrase catch. But nowadays, giving it more of a thought and definitely feeling like a crazy bastard nowadays with all of the things that I'm going on, that I'm trying to push forward. It does feel like that. I ain't gonna lie. Let me check up on this. You see? Okay, so yeah, delusional is definitely gonna be something. It's definitely gonna be something important. If you are actually following this path, because the entire idea of being delusional is the fact, or is the concept of being completely crazy to everybody else, and that makes sense. You are creating your own project. You're creating your own stuff. You are having a vision, and I think, and I'm going to get completely personal here, that's the thing that has marked my own path for the last couple of years. I was working in this company, in this consultancy company, a couple of years ago, and sure, I wasn't completely comfortable. I was already having some troubles with methodology and the system that they had, but the real reason why I needed to get out of that company is because we didn't share the vision. It was as simple as that. Because I could have just kept my head down. I could have just say, okay, this gets me money, so I'm gonna keep on doing these things. Maybe do it simpler, easier, just to me not getting more job but still getting paid. You can do that. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the reason I needed to leave that is because our visions were completely different. It's because every time we were trying to sell a project or every time we were trying to discuss something with a new client, my perspective was completely different. And I couldn't possibly share the values that they were trying to transmit. I said this must be done differently. This this is not the path that we should be working on. I want to work on this other stuff because I can see that there's a brand new field in that. There's something beyond. But they couldn't see that. They couldn't see that. And at the end of the day, it's their business, not mine. So I don't need to get involved into those sort of conversations because at the end of the day, they're the one who's making the decision, and that's okay. It's their business. That's why I said, okay, I'm gonna build my own business. I'm gonna do my own stuff, and it's gonna be delusional. It's gonna be crazy, absolutely, because I'm having a vision. I'm having, I'm seeing a future that nobody else is doing. Even the people who's actually making money, which I'm not yet, but that's vision. You're looking and working towards a future that's not here yet. It's not here yet, but that's why you're working towards that. I guess that's the important part. So yeah, you are delusional. You are crazy. You are the ununderstandable bastard in your friends group, in your community probably, and you're later on you're probably gonna change friends, stuff like that. I've heard those things. I haven't gone through that fully just yet. I think I'm kind of in the process. This sort of lonely middle that I have been hearing a lot too. But that's a topic for a different video. I think I have this already done, and my point is made. You are delusional. If you're going into this path, yes, you are delusional, and that's not a bad thing. because you're working towards something that nobody else is watching. That's being a visionary, a visionary. That's being a vanguardist. That's what it means. You're leading into a future, into a vision that nobody else has. And it's gonna take a lot of job. It's going to take a lot of strength, a lot of resistance. But this is what you choose. Remember that. You choose this. That's the important part. You're choosing how to live your life and what you're standing for. And even more important, in the words of Hamilton, of course, not truly Hamilton, simply Lin-Manuel Miranda trying to play Hamilton, of course. What are you willing to fall for? If it's not your vision, what are you willing to fall for? Have a beautiful one.